Okay, well, welcome everybody. Good morning. This is our third virtual clinic that we're holding this year. The difference now in Harvest 2021 is we actually have people in the building today here in Camrose. So to you at home, to you having a watch party at one of our branches, and to you guys here, welcome. We've got a full day in store for you. The idea behind our harvest clinics is obviously we're trying our best to make sure that your combines and your harvest equipment are working to the best of their ability, and you're getting the most out of your crops that you possibly can. So we've got, like I said, we've got a full day in store for you guys. We're going to go, we're going to have a couple commercial breaks where we'll break off from the harvest stuff, and we're going to talk to the people at LibreCart. We're going to talk to the people at PLM Connect and then some of the precision people from New Holland. So today, obviously, we've got the New Holland presentation, and I'm happy to introduce Grant Milne. He's going to go over a few things with you here for the next few minutes. My name, I guess, is Chad Moskal. I'm the manager of AOS at Rocky Mountain Equipment. Many of you will know our AOS guys. Greg Law is in our Red Deer branch, and Steve Colburn up here in Camrose. So they're both in the building today. So anyway, with that, we're going to leave it to Grant, and go ahead. Thanks, Grant.
Thanks, Chad. My name's Grant Milne. I'm a cash crop specialist with New Holland, and at this moment, I'm going to go over the model year 22 updates that we have coming out on our combines. So we'll start at the beginning. Biggest thing that everybody's been asking for quite a while now is having our cross augers shut off while we're unloading our combine. So for model year 22, we will be doing independent control of unload auger and cross augers. So you'll be able to shut your cross augers off while you're unloading, clean out your unloading auger, and then continue on when you're unloading on the go. It will be standard on all 14,500 liter bushel grain tanks, which of course is 410 bushel grain tanks. Essentially what we're doing is we're going to run a split drive down here that's going to be able to shut down one and allow the other one to empty out. Secondly, we've improved this shield up on top of the clean grain elevator. We've had in the past a lot of, I'm sure you guys have experienced a lot of leak coming out of there, canola, whatever it might be. So we've changed the design of it from a straight flat angle, if you want to call it that, to what we're calling a labyrinth angle. So it's a little bit more uniform and conformed into the fit and design of that clean grain elevator. Secondly, we've boosted up some power curves on the engines, on the 8.9s and the 9.9 combines in particular. In combine harvesting, every crop behaves differently. So we had to increase the power performances of each combine per that crop. What does that mean? Small grains, up to 10% power rise. And if we're doing corn or beans, up to 14, almost a 15% power rise. Here's basically how it works. You can see in wheat, because wheat is a steady furrow crop, it requires higher power requirements. So we're giving you that boost for your wheat crops. It's not probably, obviously in canola, this isn't going to be a benefit, but in your heavy wheat crops, your 90 bushel, 100 bushel wheat crops, you're really going to notice a difference on that moving forward. Maximize capacity throughout the day so that you can always have optimum performance out of your combine. Improved airflow. So this is something that we've done for model year 22 to tag on to some of the improvements we did with model year 21. So we've rotated the turbo inlet, improves the airflow over the engine. So down here you can see where we've rotated the inlet. The blow-off kit is redesigned to better clean the turbo off. As you know, the blow-off kit before, obviously the turbo is where a lot of the heat is. That blow-off kit would sometimes distribute the chaff into the frame of the combine or actually create some sparks and fires. We've also reduced the surface temperature of the exhaust components. And the other big one that I feel is important is the stainless steel cover on the exhaust manifold. Again, before, the blow-off kit would blow that product up onto the exhaust manifold and create some other issues that we don't need for combines. precision farming. So there's been a lot of updates to IntelliSense ever since the beginning of IntelliSense. Here, with several user interface and algorithm changes will make the IntelliSense feature even more performant. So what we've done basically is replace the ACS condition 1 and 2 buttons with two max ground speeds in field mode and cruise control in road mode. Okay, I'll get to that in another slide. I missed this one here too, which is quite important. Faster IntelliCruise responses. You guys all know right now, when you start out on a swath or when you come out of a headland, sometimes it's a little slow to react to the speed that you want to get to. We've increased that so that it reacts a lot faster now. Direct access to max rotor speed setting as well. Ranges tab accessible in the toolbox instead of dealer mode, which also makes it more easier for you guys to operate. Increase concave opening as a base setting. And then obviously the RICE algorithm isn't all that important for us here in Western Canada. In cruise, so the IntelliCruise response, as I mentioned earlier, faster acceleration to improve overall daily output. IntelliSense will speed up faster to its max performance point or max speed point. So as I mentioned before, a lot of times coming to pick up a swath, it's a little bit slow catching up. It's going to react a lot faster the way you guys expect it to react. Keep going. Whenever a short overshoot in grain quality or grain loss, sample cleanliness occurs, IntelliSense will not immediate slow down. So as you know right now, if you've got a change coming up, IntelliSense starts to slow down. Now it'll just keep pushing through that until the combine makes that change. So here's, as I mentioned before, those two buttons have been switched over to max ground speed, field mode, dedicated buttons on the console. So these buttons right here, you guys are familiar with those for your two ACSs. Now they're going to be for speed. So you can set in predefined speeds for in the field or for road mode. I presume that you would use something like that on flat ground and on hill ground if you want to bump up your speed. Instead of letting the IntelliCruise react to it itself, you can just switch those two speeds. And there we go. Wheels and tires. This is more, I guess, for guys that are looking for LSWs that we're not shipping from factory. We can now ship the combine with, for lack of better words, a less expensive shipping tire so that it doesn't cost you guys that extra, a whole bunch extra money to go get a third-party tire at the end of the day. And this is slow. Header height control. This is one you guys are going to really like. It's a 5-point calibration now instead of a 2-point. It is going to take a little longer to calibrate, but at the end of the day, it's going to lower faster. And we all know that when we come into the headland and we're trying to lower the header down, it takes a little bit too much time for it to hit the ground before it starts to pick up, in particular on a swath. So now with the 5-point calibration, that is going to speed that up. And that's it for our model year 22 updates. Check with your local dealer sales staff member and ask them more questions, or if you want to talk with me at the end of the meeting, you can come and ask me more questions about model year 22 updates. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Grant. So we're going to be right back with John Thompson. He's going to start talking about feeder housings and feeders. We're going to take a quick little transition break while we get John up here. So we'll be back in exactly 1 minute.